Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Leslie, but as you can see, I am not the one featured on the screen right now. Today, as a almost 1 year user of an XTool M1 Ultra, I thought I would give you a still beginner's point of view. So, the XTool M1 Ultra, what is it? It is a laser engraver, a laser embosser, a laser scorer. It uses an inkjet head to print on wood, paper, etc., which makes it very different. It uses blades like the fine tip blade and the heavy duty blade and so forth, and it uses pens. It also has, but I have not yet purchased, a rotary attachment. So, what have I purchased and what have I tried? Okay, let's go over here and I will show you. I have purchased the main machine, which is this right to here. This part here that I am opening is an addition. And it is a riser bed, and it is used if you want to use things like the rotary attachment. I personally have not purchased or tried that yet. One thing I did learn in my adventures was that, well, Xtool created this awesome machine. I think for me, one weakness at the beginning of all of this was the exhaust system. You can see a white hose running from the back of the machine over to the air filter. When I first bought my machine, that air filter was not available. They had others. I just was not sure if I was going to enjoy this machine, if I was going to use it a lot. So I chose to use the basic hose that you see there and put it out the window. Now, don't get me wrong, this worked to a degree. I was still finding with it vented out the window that when my project was done and I lifted the lid, I was still getting some residual smoke. I do not believe that the little fan in the back of the machine is quite strong enough, but that is my personal opinion. So when the new air filter system came out, I did buy it and I haven't had issues since. When you tell the software, the Xtool Creative Space, that you have it, it was up and running in 2 seconds flat. The hose at the back of each machine is held on with magnets. Very easy to disconnect, clean, reconnect, and you're ready to go again. Um, Other things that I should have bought. Let me see if I can take you over just another inch so that you, whoops, sorry guys, wrong way. Right here, you can see on the right hand side as you're looking at the screen a black box with a bunch of wires. There's actually two black boxes there. You can see a little flashing green light. That light and the box in front are two different machines. They both hook up to the back of the Xtool quick as can be. One is a fire suppressor. So if the Xtool was lasering something and a fire started for whatever reason, the machine would, one of those little black boxes, would automatically dispense firefighting foam into the machine to douse the flames. I should have bought that to begin with. I've never had a fire. Pray to God that I never do, but I feel better having that hooked up. The other box is called an air assist. Once again, very simple. Push the hose in at the back and away you go. And what it does is it helps to move the air around inside your machine so that it gets to the back fan and gets filtered to either out the window or the air purifier. So when I bought mine, I should have just immediately bought those two, but that is my preference and not a pro or a con. The pros: it makes a great laser cutting machine. The software is easy to use. There are so many free or uh, low cost projects on their software that, or you'll never run out of projects to do. And they just load right up just like that. They're ready to go. Tell it what machine you're using. The project sets itself up for success. So for a beginner like myself, that made it really easy. I did, of course, start playing with things and designing my own and pulling things in from other places. But at first, when you're just coming along, there's a great community. There is also great, or what I consider excellent customer service. When you go on the XTool for Me Canada website, there is a little chat bubble down in the corner with the picture of a woman. And you click on it and you type in your issue, and she immediately responds. I know it's a robot or an AI or whatever they call it, with an answer. Whether it be, please give me a moment to look that up, or the solution strolls across the screen really fast, or she tells you which department to contact to help you further. But it's like immediate. I haven't ever had to wait for her to answer me. That's how I know she's AI, right? But she's great. So, customer service, I've had no complaints. Uh, then we get on to the inkjet printer. And here is my complaint, or my con for myself anyway. And that is, it worked for the first, couple of months. And then I thought, it's not printing anymore. Not on wood, not on paper, not on printable vinyl. What's going on? So I changed my ink cartridge. And it's not printing anymore. Not on wood, not on vinyl, not, on paper. So I did maintenance on the inkjet component that slides into the machine, and still no luck. I followed steps and suggestions from YouTube and Bamboo, and still my machine just seems to have decided that it does not like to inkjet print. So for me, it has gone from being a 4-in-1 to a 3-in-1. But that's a disappointment, but not a deal breaker. You also get blades. You get 4 or 5 different blades depending on the package that you buy. And they are the deep cut, the fine cut, all the blades that you would get with any cutting system. They work great. And I will give you a hint. You can safely laser cut paper. Trust me, it took me a long time to try that one. What else do you get? You get pens, and I love the pens. They are great. Similar to using a Cricut, you stick them into the proper component inside the machine, and it goes ahead and prints or writes or draws. coloring books, cards, calendars, graphs, charts, journal pages, your own handwriting. I've tried it all and they've held up very well. I also like that the top is orange. Why is it orange, you asked? If you've never seen a laser printer before, colored tops are there to prevent your eyes from suffering damage from the laser because you're going to want to watch the laser for a while. It's quite interesting to watch it run at first. And so you stand there and you're looking in and you're videotaping maybe and taking pictures and looking in and looking in. So that lid very much saves your eyes. Let's see. The other one is not a make or break. And I'm not sure that it is even something that XTool would consider changing. But for someone like myself, who is on the very short side of short, the power button is located in the back right of the machine amongst the wiring, like where the wires are to connect all the little extras is where the power button is. And so it makes it hard for someone like me to go ahead and turn it on and off. I would love to see the power button on the front or even on the side, just to make it easier to access. What else should I tell you? I think that's it. Keep your mind open to the possibilities, watch lots of videos, and remember, you're not always going to be a beginner, but there will always be days where mistakes happen and you fix them and you laugh at yourself and you learn from them and you carry on. So now to the big question. If I was starting out shopping again as a beginner, would I buy this machine? Yes, I would. Would I buy it simply for inkjet printing on wood? Unfortunately, I would not. I would buy it for the laser components, for the ability to switch out the cartridge and use the um, blades and the pens and having it all in one. And if you have better luck with the inkjet printer, then for that too. Having an all in one means that it takes up less room and gives you the ability to combine many different things to make a single project. The other thing that would pull me in, and I did practice before I bought the machine, was the XTool Creative Space, how easy it is to use for a beginner, how much it offers. So, yes, the simple answer and straightforward answer is I would buy it again, but learn from my beginner mistakes and be sure to purchase the little extras that I mentioned, and you will have great success. I hope you all have a great day. I hope that if you have any questions, comments, and or concerns, that you will either message me or put them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and found it in any way helpful, please click the like button, and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye.